I wanted to ask you a question just based off of what you said, which was like it's better to learn from like in real life experience than like try to learn things through books. Is that what you're trying to say?
Not necessarily, but it's like books or things you're going to learn online or from things you watch. It's just, it's going to sharpen your sword, so to speak, but it's not going to forge the sword for you. That's generally something that's like,
You have to be in the game.
you inherit it eventually just from watching your parents or your parental figures interact with the world. They set the model for how you're going to interact with the world. Books, media in general, the internet, those are going to give you sharpening tools. Okay? What you're sharpening depends on whether or not you had good models for social interaction growing up. Like, the sharpening tools you learn through books and shit are going to be helpful if you start off with a strong base. If
Okay.
you just end up like getting those sharpening tools, but you're not starting off with anything substantial or strong, eventually it's going to give you minimal improvement, and eventually it's just going to, like, its effect is going to wade away and not help you out at all.
Okay.
Like, its effectiveness runs out because you actually need something tangible and you need something durable. Like, you need a strong foundation. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything for you.
Because I personally think that like it's like, you know how usually when you go to school things are split into like theory and practice.
Yeah.
So books are theory, and while like
Examinations or
like real life experiences are
touching
practice,
beakers.
right? So let's say when it comes to like dating, you read a book on dating or you watch people talking videos on dating, then that's kind of like you reading the theory of what dating is, and then you go out and you practice it. Like, that's like you talking to chicks or whatever. If you don't have a baseline theory kind of on lock, then you can't really maximize the gains from the practice. So the theory, all it does, just learning theory by itself is not useful because there's no
And
practicality.
it's almost a trap. Sometimes people feel so armed with knowledge that they stop, like, they lose the drive to ever put it into practice.
Yeah, because
they keep duping themselves into thinking like, oh man, I have all this shit on lock, I know everything. So they never feel the need anymore to even go and try.
Yeah.
And then those same people end up complaining about not getting the things they want.
If you don't have any, like you said, if all you have is theory, then you become complacent in just learn the theory. But if all you try to do is practice, it's like you're learning a lot more through practice. But by not adapting the theory that which you have and the knowledge that you have available to you, it's like the progress that you're making is like this. But if someone who has the theory and then begins the process, even if you're like many like if you're much more through like the experience, your progress is going to go like this in comparison, because you can easily recognize your mistakes, because if you don't have the theory and let's say you make a mistake, you're just going to think, okay, that was an off chance, like that was an off one thing that it didn't work. But if you keep making that mistake, you have to make that mistake multiple times to think, okay, no, I fucked up, this is something that I made a mistake on, and this is something I could improve. But if you don't have that, then and you just keep like kind of bashing your head into the wall, you're gonna learn the lessons much better, because it's not something that it's like written down. It's not something you're learning like through a book, but it's something you're learning through experience. However, at the same time, it's like you're going to waste a lot more time, a lot more energy, and probably a lot more money on things on mistakes that could be avoided if you just learn the lessons much better. He got like inspiration and stuff from outside forces. You listen to drummers play, so he had the
Right.
theory and he was practicing, but the theory was not as solid because he could have got, like, if he had other musicians in his family, they could have drilled him a lot better.
Yep.
So kind of going off the dating thing, was it the right move for Andrew to break it off with Nicole?